Hey, hi. So in this session, we are going to discuss about TBA securities. TBA, which comes under fixed income securities. Now, if you ask me, sir, what is or what are fixed income securities? Fixed income securities, it means, guys, see, any instruments, okay, it means anything, if that offer fixed interest payment or any other economic benefits, so that instruments we can call it as a fixed income securities. All right, it can be bonds, it can be treasury bills, or any other financial instruments including mbs, abs, or any other loan obligations also, so that you can all consider as a fixed income securities. And again, if we talk about TBA, it means to be announced securities, and this securities comes under the fixed income securities. But again, see the 2B or TBA securities, which are little different, when we compare with the bonds. So let's discuss about that. What are those? All right. So when we talk about TBA, right? TBA stands for to be announced securities. Why we call it as a securities? Because see that TBA securities, which comes under fixed income securities, and that securities would be your ABS or MBS securities, mortgage backend securities, and asset backend securities. So let's discuss about it. See this data again. So we have collected some data here to just showcase what is TBA securities and all. TBA securities, most of the TBA securities trades within their past 10 years, that data you can say. And TBA securities, again, it's effective contract to buy and sell mortgage back-end securities on a specific date. So it means most of the TBA securities are MBS, mortgage backend securities. What is mortgage backend securities? You can check my mortgage backend securities session in details, because already I have decoded that. All right. So again, TBA stands for to be announced. It is a contract to buy or sell mortgage backed securities at a future date. See, the date here that will announced in future, that's what we'll call it as a TBA. TBA, it means to be announced, because date is not fixed yet, and that's what we'll call it as to TBA or to be announced securities. Why? Because the see guys, here this statement is very important. Securities actually will deal in future, so it means that trades will execute or actually settled in future. So that's what we'll call it as a TBA securities. Again, the specific details of the securities, like the exact pool of mortgage, right? Again, which are not known at the time of the trade. So that's what again we'll call it as a TBA securities. And these details are announced within a 48 hours before the settlement date. If you ask me, key feature, issuer typically involves securities issued by the government bodies like Freddie Mae, Fannie Mae, Ginnie Mae, because all are the government bodies. And if we talk about in India, like we have the SEBI or all other regulators. But in a mortgage market, we have a banks specially. So bank deals in a particular mortgage sector. We don't have any regulatory for a mortgage, but in US we have a means US they have a regulatory body, or let's say the dedicated bodies which actually deals or who actually deals in mortgage sector. So they are allowed to issue that particular bonds or particular, let's say, instruments. All right. If we talk about maturity, at maturity, the coupon price, par amount, or settlement dates, so that all comes under terms basically, and these parameters are agreed upon at the time of the trades only. So at the time of trades, you can agree with all of these terms, but at the time of settlement, all that benefits will receive to you. In terms of liquidity, the TBA market is highly liquid market. All right. And second, only to the US Treasury markets. Why use TBA? So again, it's a question to you guys. Only see treasury bills and all other securities which are comes under highly liquid investments. But here this TBA securities you can treat like a treasury, but which is again which is not part of the treasury bills, but you can treat like that. Again, T bills is also comes under your highly tradable instruments. All right. So now when we talk about facilitates trading, by not specifying the exact securities initially, it simplifies and increase the liquidity of the MBS market, which is mortgage back end securities market. But in terms of hedging also, mortgage lenders use TBA trades to hedge their origination pipelines, or you can say risk. And in terms of risk, of course, you can say like uncertainty, since the exact details are unknown until shortly before settlement, there is some risk which is involved. So let's talk about that. See, in terms of settlement, so here if you see this statement, these details are announced 48 hours before the settlement date. It means you can see that that's the risk actually which is involved in this particular transaction. All right. So I hope you got this now. What is TBA Securities? So one of our the subscriber or follower, I would say, that person requested, can you please record the session on TBA? So I thought like let's prepare quick presentation and record the video. See, apart from this, if you're working in a fixed income processing team, and if you're working on TBA Securities, Bloomberg provide details for a TBA Securities along with the details like whether the security is TBA or not. If you see the status of securities which is a TBA, so it means that security which is to be announced, and that security you can treat as a mortgage back-end securities, and accordingly you can verify the details, because most of the details should be unknown. So it means you cannot easily identify the details of TBS securities, but still on a Bloomberg, you can try to verify that securities, because they mention that it's a TBA securities. All right. And TBA securities also receive interest payment, normal like payment, and all other details that you can see. But especially ID would be sometime unknown, but Bloomberg can provide their their unique ID to just recognize that particular security on a Bloomberg or within a Bloomberg environment. All right. And through Bloomberg ID also we can track it out, that because most of the TBA securities like which are unknown, it means it is very difficult to get the ISIN or QC for all other details. All right. So I hope you understood this, what is TBA or what are TBA securities and all. So we'll see you in next session. If you want me to record any session on any specific topic, you can update your comment in description. Definitely will record that session for you. So thank you very much guys for watching this. We'll see you in next episode. Thank you.